Om. 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 Gam Ganapataye Namah. Om Saraswatyai Namah. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Akhandamandalakaram व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Let us take in Shiva Shakti in 5 deep breaths. Om Shiva Shakti Om. 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 So we are moving on to the 10th shloka out of 31. Vayasi gate kah kama vikarah शुष्के नीरे कः कासरः क्षीणे वित्ते कः परिवारः ज्ञाते तत्त्वे कः संसारः। वयसि गते, when the youth has gone away, moved forward, which has fled away. Kah kama vikarah, what is the use? Where is that infatuation? Shushke nire, shushke, drying up of nire, water. Kah kasarah, what is the use or benefit of the lake? Where is the lake? Kshine vitte, vitta is the wealth. Kshine, when it has come down, when it has destroyed totally. Kshine vitte. Kah parivaraha, where is the family? Jnate tatve, when Brahma Tattva is known, kah samsaraha, where is that samsara? So here, this shloka is telling us very clearly how cause and effect are interconnected. Vayasi gate kah kama vikaraha. In our life or in the world, everything exists according to the time and the place where it has to be. There it flourishes. Once the time is gone, no more it holds good. So what are the examples he is giving? No one can stop the game of the time and also the place and also cause and effect, which is built in our mind, in everyone, every human being. So in the youth, when we are going through the youth, there is karma. Modification of karma happens. Karma here, the desires of so many different things. It is there. And it will be in its peak during youth because it is serving the purpose. That is the time when a person really experiences the peak of his existence, her existence in this physical world, which is a relative world. So, during youth, the pleasures of the senses, and also to give birth to the child progeny, different kind of karma, the desire is also there in the youth. So there is a purpose, there is benefit, there is use of those karmas in that particular time. Once that youth has gone away, a person has moved away from the youth, where is the use of, where is the necessity of that karma or the modification of karma, karma vikara? It becomes like poison if we keep on holding on to it still. It is like poisonous for the evolution of the human being, isn't it? Or it also leads us to do the crimeful thing because it is going against the nature of the flow of evolution. I have heard many people saying, oh, I'm old only by the age of the body, but in my mind, I'm still young. I'm young at heart, they say. But that is not the right way of growing or evoluting. One should have the balance and same speed in the growth of the body and the mind. Otherwise, the mind will be going towards satiating the pleasures of the desires which we had during the youth. And it won't gel well at all. The simplest example, dressing up like youngsters, even when we know that it doesn't suit the age, still we hang on to it. Or even eating. The body is not ready to take that, but still we want to eat those dishes. So, vayasi gate kama vikaraha. Where is the use of the kama when the youth has passed away? In the same way, shushke nire kah kasaraha. A lake is called a lake only when there is water. When the water has dried up, is it a lake? No. It becomes a playground or maidan, isn't it? So, the identity as a lake is there because of the water. Water is the cause for that lake to be called as lake, to serve the purpose of a lake. But once the water is dried up totally, no more it is lake. It is just a ground, maidan. And then, kshine vitte kah parivaraha. This is very true. Kshine vitte. When a person who is taking care of the whole family, parivara means what? There is one person as the leader, mukhyastha, prominent person, who is leading the other people in the house or the relatives if it is a joint family. Parivara. Parivara is the people who are following, who are dependent on the leader. When that leader becomes kshine vitta, in his wealth, when he becomes pauper, where is the dependency of these people on him? All are called relatives because of that relationship. And vitta, that wealth is in so many ways. It is not just the money, the health. If the health of that person has gone down totally, if they become useless to do any of the work in the family, slowly they are pushed away from the daily routine. Or power, energy, if he has lost, even then. Intelligence, when they lose that power of intelligence, that is also a vitta for him. It is a wealth for him. When he loses that, his decisions or his suggestions will not be heard by this parivara, who are all following ardently, dependent on him so much. They will not listen to him. The mind, emotional stability, that's also one wealth for a person who is leading the whole family. So, wealth is in different ways, different kinds. Even following good values of life is also a vitta. If that person loses that value of life and goes into wrong ways, even then that leader will be taken away from the position as the leader or the mukhyastha, one who is taking care of the parivara. So, when no one is depending on him, when no one is caring for him, he will be alone. There is no parivara for him. Jnate tatve kah samsarah. When one has that Brahma Jnana, that is Atma Jnana, when he comes to know who I am in reality, I am that expansive Atma, not the body, not the mind. I am that expansive in which the whole universe is within that Atma. That Atma is what I am. When a person gets this experiential knowledge, Jnate Tattve, when he comes to know that Tattva, Brahma Tattva, Atma Tattva, Kah Samsaraha, where is the Samsara? Samsara will not be there because Samsara is led by I am the body, I am the mind person. One who has given the total control, the reigning power to that false I, which is nothing but a strong notion of the mind, in the mind. So that person goes through life as samsara, which puts him into the roller coaster. So for him, samsara is there, but not to a person who knows who I am. So here, Shankaracharya is giving in such a beautiful way what this world is. It is a relative world. Everything is connected with time and place, cause and effect. Once we know that tattva, the desire for objects, sense objects, or pleasures of the senses, attachment to the objects, the world, gradually and naturally, smoothly goes away. It won't be there anymore. Ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garvam harati nimeshat kalah sarvam mayamayamidam akhilam hitva brahmapadam tvam pravisha viditva. When we are listening to this Bhaja Govindam stotra, everything looks so simple, straightforward. But to apply and live it, it needs a lot of zeal, determination, and also surrendering of that false I to the real I, which is Atma. It is good if we get into this by making it a habit to listen to it and understand the meaning and contemplating. Ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garvam. Don't have the illusory garva, that is pride, about dhana, the wealth, jana, the people around you, and yauvana, the youth. Why? Harati nimeshat kalah sarvam. Everything gets destroyed in no time. It is so easy to lose them. Harati nimesha. Just within the blink of eyes, one can lose all these things. So don't have the pride. How much we invest our time, energy, mental energy, desire, emotions, everything towards this Dhana, wealth, and people, and also about our youth. Ma Kuru, don't have that pride. Maya Mayam Idam Akhilam. All these things are nothing but the game of Maya, Mahamaya. Maya Maya. It is all illusory. It is all virtual appearance. Understand this. You are that pure Atma. Everyone is nothing but pure Atma. Because we are living, I am the body, I am the mind. We are becoming one with the outer world, and we think everything is permanent, and we live it. We try to live fully the outer world. But it is harati nimeshat kalah sarvam. Everything gets destroyed in no time. Dhana, the wealth, for any reason, number of reasons, it can get just destroyed totally. Jana, the relationships, we will be so thick. Friends are, the relation between the relatives can be so strong, but a small sentence which hurts them can just separate both. Just one sentence is enough, or one action is enough. Even one expression in the face which is hinting at that person, just one expression, will make that person think why this person is thinking about me like this, even though we are so close to one another. So that Visha Bija has already gone in that person's mind regarding the relationship, and it breaks away. Yavana, this time, it's such a funny thing that even though we want to catch up to it, it will not listen. It will never turn back. It keeps moving forward. Our body, without listening to the mind, it is also running with the time. Naturally, the body becomes old, isn't it? It will not be baby or adult, not even 1 nanosecond. It keeps moving forward. So, Deha is going according to the Prakriti, along with the time. But the mind tries to take some liberty and authoritative power in its hand and tries to go against Kala, time. But the time will never listen to the mind. So, what happens? The mind gets into the trouble of feeling samsara, which is affecting a lot. So basically, it is the mind which has to be stable, go with the kala, move with the kala. That natural process, if we follow both body and the mind, it will not be the samsara, but it will be the life with peace and happiness. Ma kuru dhana jana yavvana garbam harati nimeshat kalah sarvam maya mayamidam akhilam sarvam. Understand the whole universe, all the objects of the senses, the pleasures which I am seeking through this body and the mind, all are nothing but the appearance. It is they in this relative world, but we are not stuck in the relative world forever and ever, eternally. No. You are that Atma. Become that expansive Atma and accommodate the world within and live the life. The experience of life and the world will be so different because all the experiences will be like a cup of tea because you are under control of your. So don't hang on to this maya appearance of the world. Then what to do? How to proceed further? Brahma padam tvam pravisha viditva, having the knowledge, knowing it through experience. Viditva pravisha, get into that Brahmapada, to the state of Brahmatva. So, is it that easy? Brahmapadam tvam pravisha, you enter into that Brahmapada. Viditva, knowing, experiencing. It is possible because if we keep one step in this viditva, in knowing, automatically the Atma reveals the next step, the next step, the next step. If we don't keep the first step itself, I will be stuck as body and mind. Come out of it. You are not limited like you are thinking, like you are living. You are not limited. Pravisha, Brahmapadam. What a word. Pravisha. Enter into that Brahmapada, the state of Brahma, which is beyond everything. Get into that. You put the first step, that Brahma Pada, which is waiting here within us, will start guiding the next step, next step, next step. So keep the first step, Pravisha, enter into. So no point in having the garva, the pride about it. To keep up the pride, many times we struggle a lot. We think if that pride is not kept up, I will be put down in the society. My status will go down. So many things, notions bother us. And because of that, we are pinned again and again to that garva. But that garva is not needed because everything is just appearance. It is just virtual. Come out of it. Having all these things, dhana, jana, yavana, having those things is also appearance, virtual. Losing them in no time is also virtual, appearance. Nothing is happening in reality, in eternal reality. But you are that eternal reality. So why do you bother about keeping up, protecting the pride of these things? Give up, enter that Brahma Tattva. How much more can Shankaracharya tell us? Dinayaminyau Sayam Pratah Shishira Punarayatah Kalah Kridati Gachatya Ayuhu Tadapina Munchati Ashavayu. Dinner is the daylight, the bright light of the sun in the daytime. Yaminyav, that is the darkness, night, day and night. Sayam Pratah, that is dusk and dawn. Shishira Vasanto, different. Shishira is the winter. Vasanta is another season, the spring. Even they, Shishira, Vasanta, Punarayatah, they keep coming again and again, again and again. Isn't it? Every year, every day and night, dusk and dawn. The seasons, they keep coming again and again. Kalaha Kridati, and the time is playing. Gachatya Ayuhu, Gachati Ayuhu. Our life is ebbing away. It is going away with this Kala who is playing. Tadapi, even then, na munchati, doesn't leave. Ashavayu, the storm of desires. Isn't it? It is not breeze, it is storm of desires. Ashavayu. So, what can we understand by this? Mahamaya, she is very strong, very intelligent, very intricate, sturdy Mahamaya. So, she has put the medicine called desire in a capsule. It is coated with sugar-like happiness. And for every breath, we are taking that capsule, taking the desire as medicine to live, live, live. Desire after desire, because we are becoming stronger and stronger in our desires. So, how and why? How are we alive, first of all? How are we alive? Because we breathe. Why are we breathing? Because I want to live in this body. I am this body. I have to preserve myself. I want to be here. So I breathe without leaving even a second. I am breathing for the sake of desire to live. See, there itself, she has put that seed of desire. That's the basic thing. So we wake up every day. Why do we wake up every day? With the great desire, I want to explore the world around me. I want to experience and explore. So in the name of exploring, I'm getting into more desires, more thoughts of desires. So we are hooked up. What happens because of this? As the desires become more and more and more, we keep on looking for accomplishing those desires. If not in this life, at least in the next life, I want to accomplish it. The desire continues. So if we look at this Dina Yaminyau Sayam Pratah Shishira Vasantau. All these things are programmed so well by Prakriti. They are moving according to the program which has taken care really well. What are we doing? We are not using the wisdom as human beings to see what this world is, how illusory and elusive this world is. Every second it is changing. Jagat, it is moving and changing. We are not seeing that with wisdom. So we are stuck with the game of that Kala, Kala Kridati. We have become the victims of that Kala. So we are not able to come out of it. For that, Asha Namunchati Asha Vayu. This Asha Vayu, unless we put an end to that Asha Vayu, curb it, or fully destroy it, there is no chance to get away from this cycle. Punarayata, again and again we keep coming, just like the seasons come again and again. Day and night come again and again. Dusk and dawn come again and again. Like that, even we will be coming again and again with rebirths. So, Kate Kanta Dhanagata Chinta Vatula Kim Tava Nasti Niyanta Kate Kanta Dhana Gata Chinta. Why you're engrossed in worrying thought about Kanta and Dhana? Kanta, one meaning is a beloved or wife. Here, Kanta is land, Bhumi. If a person has land property or lots of wealth in the form of jewels, gold, silver, in so many ways, investments. Once the mind is given to those things as the priority number one, that chinta, worrying thought, it becomes so engrossing. He will keep on thinking about it, and Vatula, he becomes mad, a crazy person, because he's not able to control the mind not to worryfully keep thinking about the land, property, and the wealth to such an extent that he will keep on talking to others about his wealth and the property or the problems connected with them. When people go away from him, Abba, he is always talking about his properties. I don't want to face him. So if he comes this way, we get away in some other way. So people will lose, he will lose the people. And then what happens? He starts talking about it loudly to himself. And thus he becomes stuck, engrossed in that chinta, that he becomes like a mad person, crazy person. So here Shankaracharya is asking that type of person who is totally into property, the land property, and the wealth. Kim, what is it? Tava nasti niyanta? Is there no controller or the regulator to you? Who is the regulator? It is the wisdom, the intelligence. Don't you have? Trijagati sajjana sangatihi eka bhavati havarnava tarane nauka. Don't you have the intelligence as the controller, regulator for your worrying thoughts which are making you become a vatula, a mad person? Once a person becomes vatula, such a mad person with worries of that land property and the wealth, it will be bothering him in Trijagat, in all the three worlds. That means even when he's awake, when he's dreaming, and even his sushupti will also be, his sleep will also be disturbed. Because chinta is there in him. But if he is so concerned about it, even in Swarga, Naraka, and Bhumi, even there, he will be engrossed in this as Vatula. For that, the only solution is Trijagati Sajjana Sangati. Being one with, having the company of Sajjana, probably only one way of getting away, getting out of this chinta. Only that Sajjana Sangati, that good company of wise people will help him, because all his suggestions, all his knowledge, he will be imparting to that Vatula. What he is doing is wrong. Who are you in reality? Isn't it? In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna had gone into the same kind of situation. He was very, very fortunate that Krishna was next to him, guiding him as Sajjana Sangati and as Guru. Like that, how Krishna lifted him, Arjuna, from his despondency. In the same way, even this type of Vatula needs a good company. Only that will serve as Nauka, the boat, to cross Bhavarnava Tarane. Tarana is crossing the Bhavarnava, the ocean of virtual existence. Bhava is nothing but illusory, evasive existence as the notion and the body and the mind. We are all living that. We have to come out of it. For that, Sajjana Sangati is the only way possible. That is what Shankaracharya is telling us. Because Sajjana Sangati, those wise people will also give us the solution, how to get away from that. They will say that Govinda, surrender to that Supreme. Naturally, you will be out of that mindset. of being engrossed in this chinta. So they guide us to go towards Govinda. And Shankaracharya is telling all of us, Bhaja Govinda. And values of Manava Janma also they are able to point out and tell us that human birth is so valuable. Try to achieve the very purpose why you have taken the human birth. That also they show. So one can come out of this mindset with the help of Sajjan. Dvadasha Manjarikabihi Ashesha Kathito Vayyakaranasyeshah. These bouquet of 12 verses, Dvadasha Manjarikabihi Ashesha, all the 12 stanzas, Kathito Vayyakaranasyeshah, and it is addressed to that grammarian old man. Upadesho, that Upadesha, the instructions given, Abhut Vidyanipunaihi. It was like the instruction, message, Upadesha, preaching to that Vayyakarana by Vidyanipuna, who is Sarvajnani. That is Srimad Shankara Bhagavat Charanaihi. By Shankaracharya, who is Bhagavat Pada, that Bhagavat Pada instead of that Bhagavat Charanaihi. Jatilo Mundi Lunchita Keshah Kashayambara Bahukrita Veshah Pashyannapicha Na Pashyati Mudho Hi Udhara Nimittam Bahukrita Veshah. So from now onwards, these are the next 14 shlokas which are inspiration of Shankaracharya's disciples. In this, one of the disciples say, Jatilo Mundi. Jatilo means one who has the jata, matted hair. Mundi, another one is having full shaven head. Lunchita Keshaha, another one has taken out the hair one by one throughout the head. Kashayambara, another one is wearing Kashayambara, the saffron cloth. All are wearing Bahukrita Vesha, different disguises, different garments, costumes, dresses. Pashyannapi, even after seeing what the reality is, na pashyati mudho, a fool misses out to see the reality even though he is seeing. Udara nimittam, it's all because of he, all because of udara nimittam, as livelihood. Bahukrita vesham, so many disguises they wear. So here Shankaracharya is talking about the pseudo sannyasis who pose themselves as real sannyasis, mendicants. But in reality, they are only wearing the garb, but they are having the mind which are still attached to the worldly things. So let us see what is it. All are masking and disguising themselves. Jatilo Mundi Lunchita Keshah. These are all the different types of showing that I am a sannyasi, I am a sannyasi. Isn't it? One who is wearing jata, we know, oh, he's not a normal person. He's different. He is into some kind of discipline. Mundi, one who has fully shaven his head. Sannyasi, Yati Raja, we all call him. Lunchita Keshaha. That is also another kind of discipline where they, in Jainism it is followed. They take out each and every hair by hand, one after another. Forbearance and ahimsa. So, and Kashayambara, wearing all these things is nothing but Bahu Krita. Krita is which is assumed or which is done with a purpose. Krita. Bahu Krita for so many reasons. Veshaha, that is guises. It is not natural coming from within, but they are all done, outwardly done. So what happens when they are all having these costumes and going for begging? The householders think, I am doing a punya karya by giving them the alms. And that is how they thrive and they live. Their livelihood is to beg and easily beg and get the food. They are talking about the pseudo sannyasi. Pashyannapi chana pashyati mudha. And that kind of pseudo sannyasi, he thinks he is fooling the world of all the grihasthas or different people who are trying to help him. He thinks, I am fooling all these people. But he is mudha, he is fooled. He is fooling himself, not the world. It has so much of meaning in it. He is fooling himself, not the world. How can we understand this? Being a sannyasi, he is seeing people dying in front of him, the wealth getting destroyed in no time in front of him. He is seeing how everything is transient and illusory. Still, for udara nimitta, for the sake of livelihood, for satiating his stomach, he is wearing all these disguises. Bahukrita Vesham. So, if he still has all the ambitions and the attachment towards the whole world, he is fooling himself, isn't it? So, he should give the respect and he should see the implication and purpose and the use and the benefit of that disguise, why it is there. Once he starts understanding, he will respect it. Wearing Kashayambara is such a high valuable opportunity one can have. It is highly respected. Only when we know the value of that costume, isn't it? But he's not seeing it. When Rama and Lakshmana were young kids going with Vishwamitra to protect the yaga yajnas which they were all doing, the first thing he taught them is how to control the hunger. by giving them the mantropadesha. He showed those two young boys how to come out of the attachment towards satiating the hunger. Here, udara, it is not just the stomach which needs the ahara through the mouth. No. All the five senses are udaras. All the five senses are like stomach, which are baseless. If you keep on putting the food into all the five senses, it will keep on gulping without end. So, for that udara nimitta, for the sake of that udara, how many disguises we wear? It is about pseudo sannyasis, leave alone. Even we people, as dancers, dramatists, or even artists of the circus, the swimmers, doctors, we all wear different kinds of particular dress, which is connected with some kind of responsibility, value, and respect. Wearing the doctor's coat, white coat, if my intentions of doing a surgery on a person is not good, I am not holding the ethical value of that coat. It applies to all. We all wear certain clothes at certain points. So knowing that within us, we should have that responsibility and understanding why I am wearing that. It should not become bahu krita vesha. When the minute I wear a doctor's coat, the whole body and mind and intellect, wisdom, everything should be thinking about making the patient better, come out of the disease. That should be the only thought. Then I'm doing justice to wearing the coat. So like that, there are so many different fields. In that we should follow it. It should not become bahu krita vesha. When we take this philosophically, bahu krita vesha, even there it holds good. Every one of us are wearing different costumes or disguises because we have with some desire, with vasana, which is unaccomplished. According to that, we wear the body and the mind in the right environment. So that is one disguise. Wearing this body itself is a disguise. It is like a costume I am wearing. So if I understand why I am in this body, why my mind is going in this way, if I have the clarity, my way of life itself will be so different, so meaningful if I understand. If there is any correction needed, we will be able to do it. If I know that why I am wearing this costume called this body and this mind. So again, this body and mind should not become bahu krita. It should not be done. That vesha should be speaking what I am going to achieve in this lifetime. That is when it serves the purpose. So Yeah, let me go further. Angam galitam palitam mundam dashana vihinam jatam tundam. Vruddho yati grihitva dandam tadapi namunchati asha pindam. In the previous one, it was asha vayuhu, the storm of desires. Here, asha pinda, that is the mass of desires. It is not one desire, heap, mass of desires. So what is it? Angam galitam. The strength has left this body. The body has become strengthless. Palitam mundam. The mundam is head. It has become grey or it has become bald. Dashana vihinam jatam tundam. Tundam is the mouth. Mouth has become dashana vihina, without teeth. All the teeth have gone away. Vruddho yati grihitva dandam. And the old body, with that old body, a vruddha, an old man or old woman, grihitva dandam yati. She moves around, he moves around, holding a stick or the crutches to lean on. Tadapi, even then, even at that point, na munchati, doesn't leave the mass of desires. What is it? Dashana vihinam jatam tundam. That really attracted me, because the minute I think of that, the vision of old people asking, Ayo, I can't eat chakli, it is very hard, I don't have the tea. Bring me kutani, let me powder it to eat. They say that. Angam galitam palitam mundam dashana vihinam jatam tundam. Vruddho yati grihitva dandam. Can't walk on their own, but they hold the stick as support. Even then, they don't leave the mass of desires. Here it is, Shankaracharya is pointing at the very, very deep cause of the whole universe. What is human being and what is world? How did it come to existence? Because of one desire. May I become many. That is how that Brahma, the pure consciousness, the minute there was a vibration which created the mind in that consciousness, that mind's, the first desire is, may I become many. So the whole universe is the effect of that cause, which is the desire. When he has become many, there should be different causes and effects. So desire is the very seed of every human being and the whole world. If you look at it, the birth of human being is because of unaccomplished desires which has taken the form as thickly etched vasana, the thought. That desire still is there. So the mind searches for the right womb and grows as a new baby. So the birth is also happening because of the desire which has to be accomplished. Srishti. Sthiti. Even sthiti of that body, mind, the baby is because it wants to preserve its entity as I am this body, I am this mind, as an individual. So for that, the desire is the cause. I want to preserve myself because I am this body. I don't want to lose my entity. So I'm breathing, 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 and getting into many other desires to make that body and mind happy so that it will stay on and on and on. And laya, srishti sthiti laya, even for laya, desire is the reason. When this body is not cooperative enough, it is no more useful for me to fulfill that desire. It says, let me give up this body. Let me find new body through which I can accomplish the other desires. It thinks and it leaves this body. Or when the desire of preserving in this body is too strong, then also the laya will not happen. Because there was one lady near our house in Mysore. She was very rich. While she was on the deathbed, she asked, put all my silk saris on me. I want to wear all of them. She's on the deathbed. Within few hours, she will be out. But still, she wanted all those saris on her. So they brought it. Then she asked for all her jewelry also. For some other people, they are on the deathbed. If, when they say, your daughter is coming tomorrow morning, just that sentence is enough. They will hold their jiva till they see the daughter coming and saying, Amma or Appa. We have seen it. People will be ready to give Ganga Jala, but some desire will be there in that person because of which the laya is not happening. So both ways, desire is the reason. So it is Asha Pinda. No doubt it is Asha Pinda. I would like to tell Basavanna, he is a great saint, revolutionary saint in Karnataka. He has done one vachana which says, Attalitta hogadante helavana madaya. Oh Shiva, make me a lame person so that I will not go here and there. Sutti sulidu nodadante kurudana madaya. Make me blind so that my eyes will not wander about on the objects of the thing. In the same way, make my ears also deaf towards the gossips of people. So, the very reason one is losing the strength in the body, hair becoming gray or bald, or all the teeth falling off from the mouth, or wanting a support. All these things are the signal, the sign that The time is coming for you to leave this body, accept and move with the Kala, so that the deliverance from this to the other world will be easier. But we go against it. We try to patch up and try to become younger, but it won't help. Many of you might not support what I'm talking, but the great saints have said this. Agre vanhi prishthe banu ratro chubuka samarpita janu karatala bhikshah tarutala vasah tadapina munchati asha pashaha. So, asha vayu, asha pinda visa, now asha pasha. Pasha is the bondage, tied up with the desire. Tadapina munchati. Even then they don't leave the attachment or bondage of desire. Who? What? Agre vanhi. In front, they are having the fire to feel the warmth. Prishthe banuhu. At the back is the sun giving the heat. That means basically he is not having a home or any warm place to keep his body warm. He is depending on the sun and the fire to keep his body warm. At night, what does he do? Chubuka samarpita janu. Janu means the knees. He curls up in such a way that the chin is touching the knees. That means he's feeling so cold. So he's curling up so much at night. Karatala bhiksha. And he's making his cupped hands as the vessel to take the alms. And that is his food. That's all he is eating as food. To such an extent, he has given up everything. Tadapi, and then Taru Tala Vasaha, and he is living under the tree, at the roots of the tree. So, if we look at this person, wow, what an austerity. He has left everything in life. He is not bothered about keeping up the pleasures or comfort of his body. We think like that. But what happens? Tadapina munchati asha pasha. Outwardly, he is living this life, but within, somewhere, the desire is still there, which is binding him with the world. That is the saddest thing. Having understood who I am or what this world is, when I know I am the expansive Atma, if I am able to live with that knowledge, constantly reminding my mind and the body that I am Atma. All these things are there, relatively transient. So, let me experience whatever is coming in my way. Just live. Then, even a grihastha with dispassion towards all the pleasures of the senses, one can walk in the path of mukti. So this Bhaja Govindam is giving us in so many ways how one can go down. For example, this shloka, Agre Vanhi Prishte Bhanuhu. This is really severe. But what type of tapas is this? To live like this, what type of tapas is it? It is like Rakshasas. We have read so many Puranic stories where, because of some desire in them, they do the tapas and they bring down Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu. They do tapas one after another for so many years. Why? To accomplish one desire. I want to be eternally there, or I want this kind of weapon. I want this. No one should kill me. There should not be death to me. So I am doing tapas. That is how all these Rakshasas were doing with desire inside. But their tapas used to be so intense. And without choice, the deities used to come and bless them. But is it really helping them? No. Because it is the Asha Pasha which will bind them. Even in spite of that intense austerity, it will not help. They are called Mithyacharis. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Vrata Paripalana Mathava Danam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Muktim Na Bhajati Janmashatena. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam. Many people go to the Divya Kshetras. They go to Ganga Sagara Gamanam, to the place where Ganga Nadi is entering the Sagara. Because it is so divine. It is a spiritual place, pilgrimage. They go for different places as Tirtha Yatra. Vrata Paripalanam. They do so many vratas, austerities. Athava, or even they do the Danam, charity. Jnana Vihina Sarvam Etena Muktim Na Bhajati Janmashatena. You might be doing all these good punya karyas, Janmashatena, even for 100 janmas. But there is no mukti. Muktim na bhajati. They won't attain the mukti. Jnana vihina. Sarvam etena. In spite of doing all these things, without that jnana, without that knowledge, there is no possibility of mukti. Why? The bondage has come. Mukti, liberation from that bondage, can happen only with the jnana, because bondage is also happening because of the ignorance in the mind. So, how is it possible then? Only when there is knowledge which takes away that ignorance from the mind, it is possible. Bondage is also happening in the mind. The knowledge is also happening in the mind. Because it is created in the mind as bondage, it is the knowledge in the mind only can liberate one. It is straight relation. So, what can we understand by this? Unless we understand the implication, the purpose, benefit, or use of all these things, going to the kshetras, tirtha yatra, or doing the vrata or dana, these are all the rituals, religious rituals one is doing. No doubt, it cleanses the mind. That is the purpose of all these things. When the mind becomes pure, naturally the life will also be pure and peaceful. But is that all? One has to go beyond the cycle of life with liberation. That will happen only when there is jnana. In what way we can understand this? When we go to tirtha yatras, many people say with so much of pride, I have already done 11 Jyotirlinga Darshana. Only one is left. I have already done 106 Vishnu Divya Kshetra Darshana. Oh, I have already gone to all Shakti Pitas. See the tone in which they are telling it. Have they questioned themselves? Did this Tirtha Yatra do anything to me? Has it influenced me? Did I feel one with that kshetra? Did I improve myself? Have I grown myself spiritually? That is important. That can happen only when I know, when I have the knowledge of that kshetra, experiential. I should experience it there. Only then I can say Tirtha Yatra. In the same way, Vrata. Because I have been told I will be doing so many Vratas. Mauna Vrata. Mauna Vrata. They will be following that Mauna Vrata. But something comes to the mind, they want to tell it to people, or they want to instruct the person, but they can't open the mouth. So the mind is so agitated, and they will say, give me pen and paper. In that they will write it and they give it. Is this really Mauna Vrata? No. Mauna Vrata. Not only the words coming out of the mouth, even the thoughts in the mind should become Mauna. Only then it is Mauna Vrata. Like that, we do so many vratas without understanding the purpose. What is the benefit of it? If I do that Mauna Vrata, what is the purpose of that Mauna Vrata? I should understand. I should feel it. I should experience it. Only then it has meaning. Dana. Yes, I have done charity work to all these organizations. I have given dana to these people. And you can go and see in the temple, they have put my name. So that pride is there. Is that dana? It is only boosting the ego. Actions done to boost the ego. So for that, the name given is dana. That is not the thing. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam. Jnana Vihinaha Sarvamatena. Sarvamatena, here we should understand it as not by all philosophies, by all means. However you might argue, by all arguments, by all means, one will not get the mukti unless one has the jnana. So that is the impact of this. For mudhanambike, that is blind belief, many of the times they grip our mind. But we should not fall for it. There is a story on he wanted to take a dip in the sea, but he had so many valuable things, so he wanted to preserve it. So he thought the best way is to dig a hole. Because it is a big shore, he should know where he has kept that valuables. So he just did a heap which looked like linga, and he just put one flower on it so that he can really see from far itself where he has to walk towards after the dip. He did that and he went in. All other people, when they saw a linga with flower on it, they thought even they should do it to get punya. So one by one, they all created so many lingas on the shore. Exactly like the first one. So when that person came back, he could not find which one was his linga. And he didn't have the mind to break all other lingas and see which one is his. So the whole purpose is lost. All people, without thinking, because someone has done it, even they did it. But did it serve any purpose? It acted negatively in impact. So, jnana vihinaha sarvamatena muktim na bhajati janmashatena. Even if he takes 100 births doing this kind of rituals, vratas, dana, it will not help. So, doing the religious vrata, all these things are helpful, but the effect of that will be more in the right way when we understand the purpose and the meaning and the benefit, how to do it properly. Then it has the meaning in it. All these rituals will make us become pure-minded because the mind is oriented. That's fine. With jnana in all these things, rituals, it will lead the mind towards thinking about Atma. Who am I? Why am I doing all these things? Where will it lead me to? The mind starts questioning and it starts becoming expansive to think more and more. So naturally, he will be guided towards the path of seeking Brahma Tattva. So do all these things, but at the same time, know how to surrender this egocentric I at the feet of Govinda, who is the protector of the whole universe and each one of us. Suramandira Tarumula Nivasaha Shaya Bhutala ajinam vasaha, sarva parigraha bhogatyagaha, kasya sukham na karoti viraga. Viraga is dispassion. Once a person is able to make Sura Mandira, the temples, Tarumula, the roots of the tree, as his nivasa, as his abode. Living in the temple, living under the tree, Shayya Bhutalam, sleeping under the tree. Ajinam Vasaha, making the deer skin as his cloth. Sarva Parigraha Bhogatyagaha, and giving up all attachments, renouncing all comforts. Sarva Parigraha Bhogatyaga. When someone has given up all attachments, pleasure seeking, comfort seeking, Kasya Sukham na karoti viragaha, will he not get the sukha, the happiness, by this detachment? It's a question. Total detachment, total detachment. When someone doesn't have any desire, it has to be accomplished. It has to be accomplished. Such desires are not there. Those people living in the temple, it can be totally dismantled temple, it doesn't matter. Or living under the tree, it doesn't matter. Because he is not seeking any pleasure, comfort. And the bhumi, the ground itself will be shayya, the bed for him. His own hand will become the pillow for him. And then cloth. He doesn't need any rich cloth around him. Just the deer skin is enough. That kind of parityaga gives a kind of viraga. That viraga, dispassion towards things, will make his life so happy once. He will be filled with bliss. So we have seen such great people like Ramana Maharshi, Shirdi Baba. They were not seeking any pleasure, or they were not attached to any comforts. They were okay with anything and everything. If they get, they will have. If they don't get it, they will not have. So for that kind of people, the mind will be always happy, sukha, because there is no expectation, desire at all. So it goes on. It is a human being is habitual being by nature. They say just 45 days are enough. So if a person lives under the tree, sleeps on the ground for 45 days, naturally it becomes part of that person. So this kind of happiness Even grihastha, householders can also have. But we don't have that determination or patience to go through those 45 days. So we are dragging ourselves with whatever comfort or pleasures we are getting. Isn't it pathetic? Can't even imagine. Is that pathetic? But so, mandala in Saundarya Lahari, we did mandala for so many mantras. 45 days are given. Why? During those 45 days, it becomes part of us. And we do see the influence of those mantras on us. We live it. In the same way, if we have to have a new habit, a new way of life, if you are able to withstand for 45 days, this shloka holds good for every being. So I will take in the next class. Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti.